The world watched in disbelief as Russia launched a full-scale invasion of Ukraine on February 24, 2022. This act shattered the peace in Europe, marking the largest military conflict since the Second World War. As of today, May 10, 2025, the war grinds on, having passed the grim milestone of 3 years. What began as a swift operation has devolved into a bloody quagmire. This is a story of resilience, a testament to the strength of the human spirit tested by war. From the outset, the Russian military sought to capture key cities, including Kiev. However, they met with fierce resistance from Ukrainian forces and citizens. The conflict escalated into a war of attrition, with heavy artillery fire across a vast front line. The Donbas region became a focal point, leading to intense battles. The conflict has had devastating consequences, resulting in widespread destruction and a profound humanitarian crisis. As the war drags on, the human cost continues to mount. Thousands of soldiers have perished, leaving behind grieving families and a generation scarred by war. The BBC estimates Russia suffered up to 260,700 military fatalities by 2024, with 45,287 confirmed deaths that year alone. Ukrainian military casualties have reached 50,000 since the war began. The civilian toll is equally staggering. The United Nations estimates over 25,000 Ukrainian civilians have lost their lives. These figures represent more than just statistics. They are mothers, fathers, sons, and daughters. Behind each number lies a story of loss, grief, and the enduring impact of conflict. The war has forced millions of Ukrainians to flee their homes. Over 5 million Ukrainians are currently displaced, facing an uncertain future. The humanitarian crisis continues to worsen as aid organizations struggle to meet the overwhelming needs. Despite the immense challenges, the spirit of the Ukrainian people remains unbroken. Ordinary citizens have demonstrated extraordinary courage and resilience in the face of adversity, organizing volunteer efforts to support the war effort, provide humanitarian aid, and document the realities of the conflict. The Ukrainian resistance has become a symbol of defiance against aggression, inspiring people around the world. The creative spirit of Ukrainians has also found expression in the arts, with musicians, artists, and writers using their platforms to raise awareness, document their experiences, and offer messages of hope and resilience. The war has become a defining moment for a generation of Ukrainians, shaping their identities and their vision for the future. The Ukrainian government, led by President Volodymyr Zelensky, has played a pivotal role in rallying international support and maintaining the morale of the Ukrainian people. Zelensky, a former comedian who rose to prominence for his role in a television series about an ordinary man who becomes president, has become a wartime leader, rallying his people and earning international respect for his courage and determination. Section 4. The world takes sides. The international community has responded to the Ukraine war with a mixture of condemnation, support for Ukraine, and efforts to isolate Russia. Western nations, led by the United States, have imposed unprecedented sanctions on Russia, targeting its economy, financial institutions, and key individuals within the Russian government. NATO has bolstered its military presence in Eastern Europe, providing Ukraine with military aid, intelligence sharing, and training. The European Union has granted Ukraine candidate status, demonstrating its commitment to supporting Ukraine's European aspirations. However, the conflict has also exposed divisions within the international community, with some countries hesitant to take a strong stance against Russia due to economic or geopolitical considerations. The war in Ukraine has had significant economic repercussions globally. The conflict has disrupted supply chains, leading to rising energy and food prices worldwide. The Ukrainian economy has been devastated, with the World Bank estimating a 30% contraction. Russia's economy has also been hit hard by sanctions, experiencing a recession and a 10% decline in GDP. Section 5. A call for peace. As the war in Ukraine enters its 4th year, the need for a peaceful resolution becomes ever more urgent. Despite ongoing diplomatic efforts, a negotiated settlement remains elusive. The international community must continue to work towards a ceasefire, a withdrawal of Russian forces from Ukrainian territory, and a just and lasting peace. We must not allow the plight of the Ukrainian people to fade from our collective consciousness. It is our responsibility to stay informed about the conflict, to challenge disinformation and propaganda, and to hold those responsible for war crimes accountable. We must also continue to support the humanitarian efforts aimed at alleviating the suffering of those affected by the war. The war in Ukraine is a stark reminder of the fragility of peace and the devastating consequences of conflict. It is a call to action for all of us to stand in solidarity with the Ukrainian people, to advocate for peace and to work towards a future where such tragedies are never repeated.